Hello, and welcome to the Total Mind Success Podcast. My name is Donick S. Cause. Some people call me Dan. My guest today is Dr. Joanne Bishop. She is the co-author of the book Success is a State of Mind, which also has chapters from Deepak Chopra, Mark Victor Hansen, and Les Brown. Joanne, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dan. It's a joy to be here today.
Yeah, well, you travel in some good company here with Deepak Chopra and Mark Victor Hansen, so congratulations on that.
Well, thank you very much.
Now, you've written a lot of articles as well as co-authored 3 books. In one of your articles on success strategy, you wrote that your definition of success is not static, but rather a fluid concept. What do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean by that is that each person defines success differently based upon his or her state of consciousness, values, upbringing, personality traits, and life experiences, really. And with that in view, then each person's definition is going to be different than someone else's. And that's what we have to live with, the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, in terms of how we define success and how we live up to what we believe success is. So I believe that for me, success is fluid because I'm always changing, and my definition of success will continue to change. But there are certain elements that create my definition, or I believe anyone's definition, and that is the experience in early childhood. Based upon our early successes in life, we make decisions about our ability to make an impact on the world around us. And these decisions program both our conscious and subconscious mind with the ability to make decisions, be resilient, and set goals and dreams. So I believe that those elements are part of success and move us towards success. I also believe that it's very important for us to acknowledge what we have accomplished, and that is part of my definition of success also. It's being kind to ourselves, understanding that this whole idea of success is a process, that we are not it, but we reflect it, and that if we take turns in the road that aren't the most appropriate ones, the idea that we can turn around, face the decision, and make another choice is the resiliency that creates very successful people. So it's a fluid notion, and I think it's really important to know that we, outside of the idea of success, we are powerful beings, and success is just one component of how we might define ourselves.
Well, success being fluid, I would imagine that there are certain components that are universal to success. Is that correct?
Yes, there are.
What might some of them be?
Consistency, the ability to be disciplined, goal setting, the ability to take a risk, the notion that perfection is a limitation, and that in order to move towards a successful life, we must delete that kind of thinking. Self-criticism that is not in our best interest and doesn't move us towards the goal is also part of a success strategy. And also the ability to define goals with timelines and move towards those goals consistently, whether we're successful or having a bad day, I find is part of the discipline and the consistency needed to be successful.
Now, you're also a writer of articles as well as books, and in one of your articles, you mentioned the idea of purposeful intention. What does that have to do with success, and how might we use that?
Well, through intention, we identify what it is we want and need. And I always tell my clients, or when I'm doing seminars, that want is a part of the mind. It's a concept. I want to have $1 million. Need is a part of the body. I need to have $1 million. When these two things are together and put with a vision and an affirmation and a timeline, we are moving towards a dream. The thing about this is that we can always reevaluate if this is what we want and need. So purposeful intention is the ability to self-reflect, find out what our passion is, which is need, identify it clearly through rational thinking, timelines, and goal setting. And that becomes a purposeful intention. And it becomes the structure of how we are going to get from A to B.
Now, you're also a success coach, and you conduct seminars on success. You talk about making room for success in your seminars. What exactly does that mean?
Making room for success is a component that most people don't really think about. When we have success in life, we are actually taking more space in life. So I liken it to a freighter. A freighter which is not loaded is light in the water and doesn't leave much of a wake. A freighter that is really loaded sits deep in the water and makes a big wake or takes a lot of space as it moves through the water. And I believe that we must take a lot of space in acknowledging what we have accomplished before. That acknowledgement is a celebration. It's not from ego. It's from a factual experience of what we succeeded at. So when we make room for success, we are actually making room for the acknowledgement of that success in our self-reflective process. It's not ego, it's just a foundation piece. So each success leads to another success. That next success takes more room. So we have to be ready to do that last part, that last component that actually acknowledges the success that we have had, instead of quickly moving on to the next task or the next dream. All of that makes us who we are. It's part of our being. So making room for success is actually ownership of the success we already have.
Now, you are, as I mentioned before, a success coach. You work with executives, and do you also do life coaching as well?
Yes, I work with top producers. I work with executives. I work with team building, conflict resolution, and I do motivational and inspirational speaking on success.
So if somebody wants to reach you, maybe perhaps for coaching or for a seminar, how do they contact you?
Yes, they can reach me on my website, which is www.drjoannebishop.com. That's drjoannebishop.com, or info@drjoanne.com, or my phone number, 562 area code 760-3009.
Well, Joanne, thank you so much for being a guest on the show. I hope that you found it useful, and I hope that the audience, I know they found it useful. You've been listening to the Total Mind Success Podcast with Dr. Joanne Bishop. I'm Donick S. Cause. Please join us again.